Hey friends, we got another jersey release in the NHL. It has been an exciting past couple of months. We've gotten, I think even just in the past couple of weeks, over, between 5 and 10, I guess, over 5 for sure, for jersey releases. It's been a very exciting time as a hockey fan in terms of visuals. We've got new center ice designs to look at, new jerseys, new uniforms, all kinds of that good stuff. So hockey collectors, hockey fans, jersey lovers, concept lovers, it's a pretty cool time. So Pittsburgh Penguins dropped a bit of, I guess, playbook from the LA Kings, and they surprised everyone. They wore their regular homes, I think, for the warm-up, and then came out for the game with their new thirds. So let's look into the photos and let's see what those thirds look like. We'll give you our opinions as we move on. Okay, so bringing up the first photo that I saw, that's kind of generally how I like to go through this. The first photo that I saw originally is the same order basically as we go through in the video, so I can kind of talk through my thought process. So my first impression of the jersey, and I guess specifically the uniform after I saw it, was, are those two golds or yellows the same? And what I mean is, look at the jersey and look at the socks. They look off to me. So that was the first question that I had. It's like, there's no way that they have that big of a color discrepancy between the two. That's just the kind of stuff that I get really critical of. If you're going to do something, make sure it matches. But in terms of the jersey itself, I kind of feel indifferent. Like, really, I don't have a strong opinion either way. I don't really dislike it, but I don't really like it either. I guess I would say that I like it. I just don't love it. It's just, to me, it's a bit of a forgettable jersey and uniform. I think it would look better with the black helmets. These are the thoughts that I had running through my mind when I first saw this. Let's move on and let's see if my opinion changed a little bit over these photos. So this next one I think is just some Steelers players. So we got to see it in different lighting. I really like when teams do that. They release photos in different lighting. I want to see it in the game lighting. I want to see it in studio lighting. I want to see it in daytime, regular, just photos. Like I want to see it all. So I'm happy that the Pittsburgh Penguins did release multiple different scenarios for lighting for this jersey. This is a bit hard to see, I guess, on this image, but the ad patch looks brutal on this jersey. I absolutely hate it on this one. It's only the correct color when you're looking at it from a direct angle because it's a different material, so the light shines off of it a little bit differently. So if you're looking at it from the wrong angle, it just stands out big time. You can see that. Like if you look at the guy wearing the P hat there, the ad patch kind of blends into the jersey in terms of color, like the actual patch. It's the same kind of gold yellow. But if you look at the left player, look at the angle in the right player, just because we're looking at it at a bit of an angle, so the light's hitting it a little bit differently. It's completely different color. So very frustrating, or a different shade of color rather. The next photo that I saw was straight from the game. I think this is probably where I started to have maybe a little bit more of a positive opinion, more so of the uniform. I got a chance to see the socks. They do actually match the jersey from what I can tell, so I'm happy with that. The helmet I still felt would look better as black, but I didn't hate it being yellow as much. And I generally just, I guess, felt that it's pretty average uniform and jersey overall. The next photo here I got to see the shoulder patch. That's something I didn't really notice the first 2 times or 3 times in the photos. I guess I just didn't notice it. Like if you look back, they are there, but barely. But this is the first real photo I saw of it, so I thought, oh, that's really interesting. They've never used not only that shoulder patch before, but that actual emblem or graphic or anything. So I want to learn more about that. I remember thinking that when I saw this. The next photo here, got to see it a little bit better, said the kid wearing it. And I do appreciate how symmetrical it is. I really like the fact that they put the same patch on both shoulders to make it symmetrical. I do feel like it does fit their branding quite well. And then this other photo I saw just at the end of the game here. And again, kind of generally the same opinion, pretty average uniform jersey overall. They did post this as well on their social media. A family came and they were all wearing home jerseys or whatever, and they all decided to get new alternates and wear them for the game, so that's pretty cool. The whole family got new jerseys. That's neat. Moving on to some other photos that they released. I like these ones because I get to see parts of the jersey that I never saw in any of those other photos. Specifically the inside of the neck here. Look at that. It's got that classic kind of blue color back from the original days and a bit of a pattern there. And then the next photo, you get to see it a little bit better. This is straight from the team store. And the back, I'm peeking something else down there. Down in that little tiny tag. I do like that the Fanatics patch is color matched in black. And then here's a close-up of the logo. I mean, not really much to say here. No surprises. And then this is what I love. These are the photos that I want to see. Really specific, detailed shots. And this is of the shoulder patch. So we've got an igloo there with three little waves of water. We'll talk about what that means here in just a minute. I've got a bit of a read up to do. And I wanted to note one thing that I didn't notice from a distance, but you really do see here. And I think these are the little details that I absolutely love as a jersey collector. When I get it in my hands, sometimes I notice things that I just don't see on camera or on TV or in pictures or anything like that. This is probably a really good example of that. From a distance, you wouldn't notice this, but up close, you're absolutely going to notice this. If you look in the inner black section, like around the igloo, that checkered pattern is in there, not with color, but with texture change. So that is a really interesting and cool detail that I appreciate when teams do that. That's the stuff that really makes me happy being a collector. When I can physically have something in my collection and be like, oh, that's such a cool detail. I love the fact that I can physically, feel that and have that just be like, wow, it's like someone went the extra mile to make sure that little detail was there. So I appreciate that. Moving on to the next one, you can just see the inside of the neck a little bit better. I think that looks pretty good. There's that Fanatics patch on the back. And they did release their schedule. I love when teams do this. So they're going to be wearing this November 6th, November 22nd, December 11th, January 1st, January 8th, January 15th, January 29th, February 26th, March 5th, and April 5th. So there you have it. If you want to go to any of those games or watch those games on TV, you'll get to see that alternate jersey. And just to slide through a couple of more photos here, they added this at the end of the game, just to show you in different lighting, I guess, a little bit more dynamic lighting. Like I said at the beginning, it's always nice to look at photos, or as many photos as you can, especially as a jersey collector. If you really want to purchase it, you want to see it in all the lighting. So the last thing I have here was just a bit of a write-up, and it is from the NHL site, I think, or the actual Pittsburgh Penguins team page. But regardless, I'll read through it. The Penguins unveiled their third jerseys in a surprise drop when they took the ice at the PPG Paints Arena tonight in new gold jerseys against the New York Islanders. The Fanatics jersey prominently features a standalone skating penguin as the crest on the Penguins' gold background. A triangle shoulder patch symbolic of Point State Park. Never been there. Don't know what that is. Encompasses 3 river waves. There's those 3 little water things that I saw. That's the correlation that I was looking for. Obviously, it has meaning. I just wasn't sure exactly what. Now, I know that Pittsburgh is surrounded by lots of bridges, or not surrounded, has lots of bridges, so there's water obviously flowing around or in Pittsburgh, but I wasn't sure if the actual waves had any specific significance, so I appreciate these press releases letting us know. So it encompasses 3 river waves, a black monochromatic checker pattern, and an igloo to pay homage to the team's original home. Details representing Pittsburgh are included throughout the design of the jersey. 3 black stripes on the sleeves mimic the 3 rivers of Pittsburgh. Not even going to try and pronounce those. The letters and numbers are inspired from the historic trolley car system of Pittsburgh. Had absolutely no idea about that. That's really cool. I'm going to have to do some more research on that. It continues, while the loop label on the bottom of the backside of the jersey shows an iconic yellow bridge. Okay, the final detail on the inside collar is a blue and white checkered pattern from the city flag and seal flanking each side of the word Pittsburgh. Very cool. The Penguins gold is reminiscent of Mary Lemieux and the Penguins of the 1980s. It was most recently worn as an alternate jersey during the 2018-19 season and at the 2017 Stadium Series versus cross-state rival Philadelphia. The jersey will be available exclusively at Pens Gear and PensGear.com from October 9th to the 13th. Beginning October 14th, the jerseys will be available at Dick's Sporting Goods and other retail locations. That's incorrect. So, at the first sentence again, the jersey will be available exclusively at Pens Gear and PensGear.com from October 9th to the 13th. That's not true because today it's the 13th as I'm filming this. I know I'm a little bit late for this video, but this jersey was basically available on Fanatics' website very soon after the launch. So that is incorrect. But anyways, it is available for purchase. Go out there and get it if you're interested. The Penguins will be wearing the third jerseys 11 times this season, all 9 Thursday home games, as well as Saturday, November 2nd versus Seattle Kraken and Sunday, April 5th versus the Florida Panthers. And the full schedule is below, and I already went through that in a graphic before. So just to circle back, let's just go back to maybe the original image that we saw, and I will give this a rating out of 10. I think that it's probably no less than a 6, but it's definitely no more than a 7 in my opinion. I think this is pretty average. I think they could have done better. I think there were way better options, and I'm a little surprised with the gold helmet. Actually, I really do think that the uniform would have looked better in black. I would have expected them to use a black helmet, but that's pretty nitpicky. But let me know what you think. I'm sure there's lots of people out there that absolutely love it. sure there's people who hate it. So yeah, it's not a bad jersey. It's just not a great jersey. That's kind of how I feel. So yeah, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'd love to hear from you. We have a lot to talk about this week. I have the week planned in terms of videos, pending any more jersey releases. But tomorrow I want to talk about some ECHL jerseys that just got released, some new ones. There's some pretty cool designs. I thought we'd take a look at it. I've got 3 jerseys to unbox tomorrow as well. On Wednesday, we're going to look at some NHL to rugby crossover, some jerseys. And then also on Wednesday, I want to redesign the Carolina Hurricanes home jersey, continue that series that I was doing a couple of months ago. On Thursday, we're going to look at some of your hockey rooms. People have sent in photos since the last video, so we're going to do that. And then on Friday, of course, the regular jersey concept video. And I will say, pending any more jersey releases, we know that there's a Colorado Avalanche one coming. Will that come this week? Will it come next week? Will it come in a month? I don't know, but based on their recent teaser, I have a feeling it's going to be this week. So I would suspect that at least one of these videos might shift to next week, or there might be a day where there's 3, but that's probably unlikely. But there's still lots of content coming on the channel this week. Hope to see you for all of those. Make sure you subscribe, because as jerseys are unveiled and released in the NHL, we've got to talk about them. I've never not made a video about a jersey release from the NHL since probably 2018-ish. Like, it would be a travesty. Like, something serious would have to happen to me or the channel or something where I would not make a video about a jersey being released in the NHL. So if you like that stuff and you want to stay up to date on what happens in the NHL, join me. Hit the subscribe button down below. It helps the channel quite a bit. And if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button. That also helps the channel. I know that's cliche things for YouTubers to say, but it really does, help the algorithm and help the channel. So I appreciate your contributions, whether it's a comment, a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.